everyone, welcome back to my channel. When I first got married to my husband, who already had a little girl, I anticipated that there would be a few things that I would have to handle that maybe most people in my circumstance would not. But I had no idea how difficult it is to be a Catholic parent in general, but also to not have had that ease up in age. You know, as time goes on, you know everything about your child and you kind of ease into parenting. And for me, I was thrown into it overnight, literally. So as you can imagine, I've had a lot of difficult circumstances to deal with in the last couple years. We have my stepdaughter with us full time, so I play a traditional motherly role in our daily family setup when it comes to discipline and things of that nature. So a couple days ago, my husband and I were talking, and he said that the morning was just a little crazier than usual and that our daughter wanted to take these toys to school and he didn't approve of them, and so he didn't let her take them. And I'm thinking, I wonder what toy this is. I can't think of anything that she has that anyone would disapprove of. Everything's pretty wholesome and normal. So I went and looked at the toy in question, and I was very surprised. The toy was an LOL surprise doll. I'm sure you've seen these everywhere. Anytime you go to Target, Walmart, even just here on YouTube, there's a ton of unboxing videos with these dolls that little kids are doing, and they're just a big, hot, popular toy at the moment. And I had seen these going around, and all I just remember was seeing they had kind of big heads and little bodies, and it just seemed like, you know, the latest toy, a little doll. I didn't think anything of it. I'd seen stuff with it going around everywhere around Christmas time and didn't look too much into them. And this particular toy, I knew she had gotten it from a loving, well-meaning family member, and so I thought that that person would have pretty good judgment when it comes to purchasing decisions. So anyway, I don't want to scandalize my audience here, but it's not the worst thing, but it's just stuff that's not the best thing. So this is kind of what the little doll looks like. She's got this V-neck going on, which I'm not a huge fan of. Oh, her shirt's not fully on. Well, anyway, she's got a tattoo going on her arm. You can see like definition lines in the rear end area. And so I'm just not really a fan of it. So I'm like, okay, I get it. Like they're trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do with it, but so then I look, and they have this little collector's paper, which often you see with toys. And so I'm like, oh, I'll look at the other ones that are there. And oh boy, when they said LOL surprise dolls, I think they were talking about my reaction when I see the LOL surprise pamphlet, because I was just very surprised. So I'm looking at this pamphlet, and let me show you. And it's one of those things where it's not totally the worst thing in the world, but I think it's pretty significantly creepy. So I'll show you just some of these things, but before I do, one thing I thought was rather bizarre was that normally when there's things like this, a toy I disapprove of or something along those lines, I will Google this issue and see what other people, other parents are saying and how they're reacting. Typically, I'll type in things in the search bar, especially if it's something where I could see where the secular world would be okay with it, but maybe a Catholic or Christian parent would not. I'll type in like Christian view on LOL surprise dolls, or like Catholic mom LOL surprise dolls, something like that. And if I can't find anything in a news article, I'll search in the Facebook search bar, and things usually come up. And when I did that with these, there was nothing. And so it doesn't seem like any parents are realizing or care, and I don't think that I'm just overreacting. I think this is pretty significantly creepy for a popular children's toy. I think I'll do a video soon about my thoughts on modesty and things of that nature, but for the purposes of this video, I just want this to serve as a reminder. As parents, we have to look at everything, because we can't just trust that because something is a popular children's toy and nobody's making a big stink about it, that there aren't going to be questionable aspects there. And I realize that there are a lot of parents who may see this and find it to be harmless, but I think as a Catholic mother who's trying to instill good, wholesome, pure values into their children, a toy like this could cause some issues down the road. And I think if we are accepting little girls' toys that are dressed in lingerie or things that are alluding to a more sexualized view of the human body, we are absolutely participating in this type of culture and acceptance of this type of behavior. Stop trying to be the cool parent who lets your kid have and play with these things. Because while you're over there being the cool parent, the parent down the road, aka me, has to deal with trying to explain this stuff and trying to explain it to my daughter all the time. It seems like it's like this with everything. We need to hold each other accountable. Why are we accepting this? It's ridiculous. And it's like, okay, I get it. They have other sections of these dolls, like the LOL Surprise Pets, and those are pretty wholesome. Aside from the fact it's kind of weird to put a mini skirt on a dog, but do we want to contribute to a company who maybe has some okay toys, but then also is putting out stuff like this? I mean, the one literally has devil horns as a decoration. Our society is so damaged and wounded. As a parent, we need to be that good influence. And if there's areas in our lives where we can improve, we need to attack those things and get better ourselves. Because I know I'm not perfect. Especially when it comes to modesty, I could be so much better with it. But it's up to me to be that example for our 9-year-old girl. I'm just sad because I also feel a little bit played because they put these giant heads on the girls and these little bodies, and since I don't have the best vision, I can't even really see what they're wearing. And I think a lot of parents, they just see the big faces and the eyes, and they look past what's hidden in plain sight, not even really hidden. Deep breaths, girl, deep breaths. So this girl, fishnet leggings, frilly skirt. I know it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's kind of suggestive, I'd say. I'll let the short skirts and shorts slide. But this girl's got her belly button hanging out. Why does a little girl need to see somebody's belly button hanging out? Okay, on to the collector's paper. Look at Kitty Queen. Oh, I think that's also Kitty Queen. So this is another version of Kitty Queen. Not only is her belly button hanging out, and she's wearing fishnet tights with boots and some sort of frilly underwear. Okay, the Queen is wearing some short stuff. Sugar, we already discussed. Spice literally has devil horns, people. Literally has devil horns. And a short skirt and midriff showing. Is this really a children's little girl toy? Why is this necessary? Okay, and real quick, I just wanted to show you, I navigated to their website, and like I said, even the pets are a little odd. Is it really necessary for a dog to be wearing this outfit? Or a cat, I'm not sure which one it is. You know, and you've got stuff like this. I mean, what does a little girl need to be seeing this for? I mean, really? Okay, look at Curious Hammy. This is the kind of stuff I thought LOL Surprise dolls were. Yin BB. Tattoos, which kids aren't even legally allowed to wear tattoos, at least in my country, I don't think. Now, I will say, Shapes is kind of fun. She's got the Mondrian layout thing going on, but is it really necessary to have a short skirt like that? Kawaii Queen isn't even wearing a shirt. The worst part of all of this is there was a quiz about which LOL Surprise you are. I answered all the questions, and this was my result. How did my answers get me to MC Hammy? Apparently that's me. After filming just a little bit ago, I was eating lunch and researching about the surprise dolls a little bit more. And I found out that the LOL doesn't stand for laugh out loud, but little outrageous little, apparently. So I don't know, isn't that kind of weird? You're buying little outrageous dolls. Is that really necessary for a kid? And it's interesting because not only is it kind of weird that you're buying little outrageous dolls for your child, but in addition to that, they are playing off of your old age. Even if you're in your 20s like I am, I'm feeling old right now because they're making the bodies little, that they're putting these inappropriate outfits on, so that way I can't see what this doll is gonna be wearing. And number two, they're playing on the fact that my entire life, LOL stood for laugh out loud, but really it's meaning little outrageous little dolls. There's just something about it that doesn't sit right with me, and it feels very manipulative. Okay, back to the rest of the video. Please, check out what your children's toys look like. Think about it. Don't be obsessed with trying to be the cool parent, because there's nothing cooler than being a parent who raises your child to be a healthy, self-sufficient adult who is empowered, not because they're wearing risque clothing, but because they know their true value and true worth. Even though it feels like every single thing is a fight, I'm just surprised because it seems like nobody else is realizing. Oh, and by the way, the other factor in these, now this is what I gather, I think they come in these like orbs, these balls, and so it's a surprise. So you don't know what you're gonna get in these things. So you may get a perfectly conservative, modest little doll, or you may get one that's wearing devil horns and lingerie. And that's creepy to me. And they target children because, ooh, super surprise. And it's hidden from the parent, literally hidden from the parents who are purchasing these things, or family members in this case. And I just want everybody to know that if you see these things and you think it's kind of strange or you get a gut feeling, stop feeling like you have to defend yourself all the time. No means no. You're the parent. You can take it away. And yesterday, our daughter asked me why her dad took away the toy. I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to explain sexualizing children and children's toys? How do I explain that to a 9-year-old? And I thought about it, and this is the way I put it. I said, okay, you know your little brother, the one who's a 1.5 years old, yeah? I said, do you think you know more than him? Oh yeah, I know way more than him. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, there's things you know that he doesn't even know exist, like cursive. She got so excited because she's learning cursive right now. He doesn't even know how to spell real letters yet. Yeah, exactly. But if you tried to teach him cursive right now, he's not going to understand it because he doesn't have that wisdom yet that you have, right? Yeah. And then I kind of did a comparison between her relationship with him and her relationship with our 4-month-old baby, and how she knows even more now that a few years have gone by about babies than she did when our oldest was 4 months old. So I was kind of just making this connection, and I said, in the same way, Dad and I know more than you, not because we're better than you, not because we're anything more, but because we're older and we're your parents, and we've lived life longer, and we care about you. And so there's some things that we can't even explain to you because you won't understand them. The same way our little 18-month-old is not going to understand cursive. So that's where the trust comes in, trusting your parent, that we're looking out for your best interest, not trying to be grumpy pants, steal all your fun. That's what we're trying to do. So I hope that soaked in with her. I think she still doesn't fully understand why we're not okay with certain things, especially when other family members are totally okay with it. And I think that's the challenging part, when outside sources or other parents accept things, but your own parents don't. But I just keep thinking and thinking and thinking, there's no reason. If there's something that I find inappropriate, my husband also finds inappropriate, we shouldn't have to explain it. The answer is no. Do your research, periodically go through the kids' toys, see if there's anything that you didn't realize maybe wasn't the best gift decision on a family member's part, or something you didn't realize. You know, be aware of what's going on in their lives and in their toys. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. If you have any requests about parenting or being a stepmom or being a Catholic wife, anything that you think I may be helpful to speak toward, or you'd just like to hear my opinion, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback on some things you'd like me to talk about. I hope this video encourages you to just be aware of what's going on in your children's life. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.